Everyone, Todd here, along with Ronnie Healan. I'm fighting a cold here, and I can't take it. But thank you for tuning in for another episode of Paranomaly Podcast. And on this episode, we're talking with Christina Westervelt, and she's a paranormal investigator with East Coast Paranormal, and she's hosted many public investigations and podcasts. She's also investigated many iconic locations, including PennHurst, the Conjuring house, Fort Mifflin. Yeah, she's currently working on a documentary, and we're excited about this. It's called Within Haunted Walls, and it has an amazing cast of people, and we're very excited about it. The film will be dropping in December 2023. But we hope you enjoy this episode. So grab yourself a drink and a snack, turn the lights off on the way back, find yourself a nice comfy spot, and enjoy this episode of Paranomaly. Stay with us, folks. All right. So, Christina, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So this is like the one question that people are always sitting at the edge of their seat, like, oh, how did she get into the paranormal? Did she have some like traumatic life experience when she was a kid, or did she live in a haunted house, or no, none of the above. I don't have any cool story to explain how I got into the paranormal, besides the fact that I grew up watching ghost hunters with my father.
Okay.
So I grew up, I'm 36. I grew up watching ghost hunters, all the ghost shows. My father was always big into Halloween. And horror movies. So I grew up on horror movies, and ghost shows. And ever since I was little, I've been going to those little haunted houses where people, jump out at you and stuff like that. So I've kind of always grew up in like the spooky realm. And I remember when I was younger, my dad got me my first K2 meter, and it was like that old school one that was like on taps where you had to put I still have it. You have to put the coin in to hold it down because the button doesn't hold it down all the way. It's like the OG K2 meter, So we used to go to Salem, and like we would do ghost tours with the Salem Paranormal Society, and I'd walk around with my little equipment, and afterwards we'd go to I'd float around the cemeteries. And then when I was younger and doing teenagers, with my friends and stuff like that. But I was never a big fan of breaking and entering and trespassing, because my father was a police officer, so I never really went into like the asylums and stuff like that we had in the area that were abandoned. But I started off young, being really into this stuff, and then during quarantine, I was kind of just like, for a while I was like, oh my God, I can't stay up that late. Like I saw, and I'm killing myself because I remember seeing like Eastern State Penitentiary advertising ghost haunts and stuff, and they don't do them anymore. They don't even do anything paranormal anymore. I'm kicking myself in the butt for not doing it, because I've been there for their haunt so many times, and it's amazing. And I want to investigate there so bad, but they just won't let anyone anymore.
That sucks.
But so, I was like, oh God, I'm like, it's too late. I can't stay out that late. I can't handle that anymore. Here I am. I'm like, I'm saying this in my 20s. Like, I don't know. I'm old at heart. But during quarantine, I said, you know what? Whatever. Like, I'm going to get off my butt. I'm going to do it. I went on some groups on Facebook. I met my buddy Rich, who lives about 15 minutes away from me. We started a small team called North Jersey Paranormal, which kind of merged real quick. We met a bunch of people from a larger team who kept inviting us out to stuff. And, we did Fort Mifflin with them, this and that. And we ended up joining that team with them. And then a bunch of us split off, and we ended up starting East Coast Paranormal. So I kind of just it progressed super quick. So I've been investigating, like, I hate to say saying professionally, because I hate that word, because it's not like accurate. I've been seriously
there you go.
investigating for about 4 years now. But it's kind of been in me all my life, you know?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. So you got into it because of shows, and was it something that you wanted to do to get answers for?
So it's a funny question, because a lot of people question me. So I went to Catholic school up till 8th grade, and that kind of like ripped the religion out of me. Like,
I feel that
when it's forced down your throat. So a lot of people are like, how can you be a paranormal investigator and not be religious? Because like some people are just unable to like kind of separate that spiritualism with religion, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And you know, I'm not bashing anyone that's religious or investigators or anything like that. You know, that everyone is entitled to their own opinion. But my thing is like, all right, so God, heaven, all of these concepts, like, I don't want to waste my time on them, because like, why? Because I don't know they exist, right? So like, why am I going to put so much time and effort into something I don't know exists? And, you know, I kind of just sat down one day and I was like, I'm like so into this paranormal stuff, but I don't know. I don't know if it exists, you know, like I've never experienced, and you know, it gave me that like oomph to like get out there and like find out for myself. That's what I did this, and plus like I love like big asylums. I love prisons. I love just the architecture. I love
me too.
The feelings of the property. I just absolutely love those things to begin with, haunted or not, you know? So I was just like, all right, let me get out here. So mainly I started for myself, you know, just to have my own experiences. So, you know, I could validate it for myself more than anyone, you know?
Yeah. That's awesome. Heck yeah.
Yeah. I like, my favorite thing when we're paranormal investigating is EVPs. I find out, you know, where did the voice come from? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I mean, oh my God, you know, it makes me so angry, because I bought this like $300 and something Zoom H4n Pro, right?
We have that.
and I have never caught a single EVP on it in the 4 years that I've owned it. Like not one.
What the crap?
Let's see. I use mine. What I do is use it as for lives. So if somebody is doing the recorder, I'm gonna listen to it through the H1, and because I can hear everything through that. So
you're doing like live EVP listening.
Exactly.
Yes, I've heard of that technique before, and that's a really good idea, because you can hear a mouse fart in the other room.
Oh, yes.
With those things, but for some reason I can't catch a single EVP on it. Yeah, you know, but it's okay. I've been using my phone, like the recorder on my phone now. Mm-hmm. You know, some people on my team, I have little recorders and stuff, but I've been really, I've missed so much, so many personal experiences just being buried in my equipment. You know what I'm saying? When I first started, I'd roll up with my 2 cases. I'd have a book bag, and I'd shove as much stuff in it as I possibly could while we're wandering around PennHurst, you know? Mm-hmm. And now it's like, I'm going to take my REM pod and some cat balls.
Right.
And, you know, and I have my phone with my recorder, whatever, you know? Yeah. Like, I kind of, because I miss so much, because you're just buried. You know, I let my friend Dave on my team, I let him use my camera, which is great, because he actually reviews in a timely manner. So it's, hey, he wants to take my full spectrum camera out. That's even better. I'll let him use it. He actually watches it within, you know, like a week. But I've just been veering away from a lot of equipment. I owned a Ovilus 5B, and I ended up selling it like a year later for some tires for my car because I felt it was it was cool. It's just an expensive novelty. I don't feel like it. Like there's an app. Like I'm not big on apps. But there's an app on my some of my team members like using, and I've felt that app has been more accurate than that Ovilus has. So
which app is it?
Oh God, it's I can't ever remember the name. I just downloaded it. I think I can.
Well, there's Ghost Vox.
No, there's one with hands.
There's Necrophonic.
No, it spits words out. It's like but it shows the words show up on
Okay, so it's like an Ovilus. It's like
an Ovilus. Words it does say the words, but the words also show up on the screen.
Oh,
okay,
that's
all right.
cool. That's cool.
Yeah. They seem to like it. I don't really. I'm weird about apps. Necrophonic. I've seen used a lot. And I kind of like it. I'm weird. I'm really weird. I'm like the most. What's the word I'm thinking of? I'm the most skeptical paranormal investigator that you'll ever meet. Because like I use my equipment to kind of validate my personal experiences, and as everyone should use their equipment with a grain of salt because. All this stuff is tweaked. It's it could be malfunctioning. It can be something in the area that could be you manipulating it. It could be spirit boxes. There's radio stations. There's just so many things. So you really have to hone it down. So you have to ask specific questions. You have to. Once they start doing direct responses to questions that I'm answering, then absolutely, or if you get them to start saying weird things like birthday or, what I mean? Like so I'm hard to impress, I guess, is the word.
That's good because most people just, it's a demon or, everybody.
Look at the orb.
Yeah, look at that orb. No, it's dust.
I'm like, listen, we're in a haunted asylum, and I do lives with Charger in my room, and I see orbs. All right, it is. I am telling you, it's dust. I'm telling you, I'm like, it's I got dust in my room,
right?
That I cleaned.
Yes, but, and these big places are dirty. They're dirty. Yeah, it's dust.
Yeah. They're missing windows and everything else. I mean, you're gonna have pollen and
that's
everything
another
else.
thing too. It's like they're missing windows. What did you hear upstairs? It could be a freaking raccoon.
Yes.
Or doors slamming. There's missing windows. A draft did that.
Yeah.
We're like that too.
Yeah, and it actually upsets a lot of people because they're
it does.
Yeah, they get real mad at me, but it's not like I'm not trying to be. It's just it goes back to that I don't want to believe in something that's not real.
Exactly.
And I've had two extremely. I want to say interesting, but these were more than interesting. I've had two extreme experiences that stand out in my mind in my 4 years of investigating that I can't explain. And that's not a lot for 4 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they were very profound in my mind.
Well, tell us one of them, and then we'll start talking about within these haunted walls.
Oh, okay. Oh God, one of them. All right, I'll tell you both, but the second one actually rolls into kind of the theme of within haunted walls.
Oh, okay, so, cool.
My first experience. I've had little things happen. You know when you get like the chills, and then like 10 seconds later your REM pod goes off,
mm-hmm.
Like little things like that.
Sure.
It's like I know like you can psych yourself out and this and that. So I don't like every time I get the like goosebumps, like I don't always like I'm like maybe I'll be more a little aware, but like the human mind is a powerful thing. It like you can psych yourself out super easy, but when that happens and then your REM pod that's in front of you goes off 10 seconds later, it makes you think.
It does.
You're like, oh, well, maybe that I had that happen to me at Mid-Orange Correctional Facility. That was actually one of my like first kind of like tiny things that kind of happened to me. So my I hate this because a lot of people are running around saying we were faking evidence because of this, and it absolutely drives me crazy. And you know what? I don't even care, because this was an experience that my teammates and one of the people who work at PennHurst that later became one of our teammates because of this experience, and my friend Eric Vitale and his wife Patty, we were all in the Rockwell Tunnel in PennHurst. And we were down there for about an hour, and we had a little equipment hits here and there, nothing crazy. And my buddy Rich and one of our other teammates came downstairs into the tunnel, and we were sitting there, and there's like little ledges on each side of the walls. So Rich is sitting in front of me, and it was 39, 40 degrees out. We all had either heavy hoodies, jackets on, whatever. And all of a sudden, like, Rich goes, ow. And I'm like, we all look at him like, what happened? Like, would you cut yourself on something? Like, what happened? So, you know, we get the flashlight out, and he pulls his sleeve up, and on his arm, he has full top and bottom teeth print on his arm, on his forearm.
Wow.
Dang.
And Rich is a big dude. We call him Chit Chat. He's got a big mouth. That's his nickname on the team, Chit Chat, right? It was like a small mouth, woman, kid.
Yeah.
Not his big mouth. And it looked like it was either missing teeth or the teeth were like crooked. It was really weird. And I don't know if you guys have ever been bit by a kid or an animal or anything, but when you first get bit, it's like flesh tone. And then as 30 seconds or so go on, it swells. It swells and turns red.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
like, we're standing there all freaking out, right? Well, not freaking out, but we were just mesmerized, right?
Yeah.
And it all of a sudden it just starts swelling and turning red. And like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, this kid was sitting right in front of me. I was watching him the whole time. I'm like, there's no way. First of all, there's no way he could have done that himself. That was fresh.
Yeah.
It's not like he did it when he came down there like 20 minutes beforehand, because I watched that thing turn pink in front of my face.
Right?
And I trust the kid with my life, you know? And he's an EMT, he's the ambulance, he's a very respectable dude. And you know, and it was really funny because Rich goes, "Hey, who bit me?" You know, like that was his response, you know. And which is it's so funny. It's weird and ironic because PennHurst, you know, the patients at PennHurst were notorious for biting.
Yeah.
And one of the doctors was very well known as punishment to yank their teeth.
Oh my God.
When they would bite.
Such horrible things have happened at PennHurst.
Yeah. So
I don't know if I could go.
I've been there. I'll be back there twice this month. But it's I've been there so many times. I love PennHurst. It's my favorite property. Sometimes there's been times we've been there and nothing's really happened. You know, it's been quiet. Mayflower Building, there's always something playing with you. They'll be going back and forth. Like, you'll hear something on one side of the building, and then you go chasing after it, and it's on the other side. Like, it'll always give you a little something. But, I mean, just the property itself is amazing. Highly, highly recommend it. It is my number one favorite place to go to.
Well, out of the big institutions, Waverly, things like that.
I want to go to
PennHurst is the absolute worst.
I love Waverly.
PennHurst is the absolute worst, and from what was happening to the people there. So
it's tragic.
Yes, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. PennHurst is the worst.
Yeah, I mean, it was different situations, you know. I mean, Waverly was a big tuberculosis hospital, right?
Yeah.
And I will make it out to Waverly one day. I want to go so bad. I will make it out. We were just kind of waiting for the dust to settle with that whole shenanigans going on there.
It's settled.
Did you ever see
better
it? It is settled, and it is also very booked.
Yes,
so,
yes.
Did you
2024.
Did you ever see the documentary about PennHurst, Suffer the Children?
Yes.
And that's crazy because that place, that's what shut them down.
Well, and the big problem is and they have had historians there, while we've been there. Like when I could go to they do their Halloween thing there where people jump out at you and stuff, and they had some like people that used to work there you could talk to them, ask questions, and like a huge problem is like they were so understaffed and like over there was just so many patients and not enough people working there, so the care really lacked. Because they just couldn't, they were just throwing people like in cribs, like adult people that couldn't walk or whatever in cribs because like, they didn't have anyone to watch them,
Yeah, and the experiments they did on people there were horrific.
Yeah.
Like I got sick to my stomach just watching the documentary. That's why, because I'm an empath and a sensitive. So I'm just like, it started making me feel really nauseous. I'm like, I don't know if I could go there. I want to go there, but if we spend the money to go do that and I end up sick the whole time, I don't know. I want to go there. I know Paracon's going to be there, so
yes, I will be there, and then the week after, my team East Coast Paranormal, we have a private investigation that Sunday there.
If you see Amy Bruni, give her a hug and tell her that I love her.
I don't know. I don't think I'll be anywhere near her. But I'll probably be sitting at Chris's table the whole time. Yeah. But yeah. So, kind of leading into the whole documentary, the location we're doing it. So we're doing a documentary called Within Haunted Walls.
Yes.
It's me, Chris Sanders, Adam Sanders, Eric Vitale, and Scott Davis, aka Scotty, the psychic medium. A lot of people know him as, and he's actually a police officer as well here in Jersey. So he is like one of the very few mediums that I'm actually like trusting of, especially because he's a cop.
Yeah.
My father was a cop. I mean, it's kind of like you're putting a lot on the line, making that claim as a police officer,
Yeah.
But so we are filming at the Shanley Hotel in Napanoch, New York, which I have been to tons and tons of times, and that place is first of all, the place is really cool. You pull up and you're like, all right, like the first time I pulled up there, I was like, okay, this is like Texas Chainsaw Massacre where you get murdered, right? Like that's what like the outside of the place looks like, right? The inside is not so much. The inside is, they finished a lot. I mean, it's very old school and it has that musky, like old school, like smell to it and everything. So it's not like it's been like fully redone. But there are hotel rooms there. You can stay there. Their beds, they're clean. It's not like it's not like you're staying in a room in Waverly, Yeah. So there's multiple bathrooms with showers in the place, like
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So I was it was last year. And I've been there twice since, and I have not spent the night there those two times. I only live an hour and 20 minutes from there, so both times I was working events for them, and I ended up just driving home afterwards because I just didn't want to stay there after this happened. And now I'm going back there and spending quite a few days. So I'm just like, but I was staying in the Rose Room, which is the room I always like to stay in because it's got its own bathroom. And I tend to like get up to like, pee like 20 times a night.
Yeah, me too. We're like soul sisters, girl.
Yeah, so that's why I always ended up like, but for the first time I stayed in that room, nothing really happened. The second time I stayed in that room, it was me and my buddy Rich and my friend Megan. We were sharing the room. And everyone else fell asleep, and I'm laying there, and I can't sleep there. I don't know why, but I can't sleep there. And I like maybe a couple hours when I leave the Shanley, I go home and I crash for like hours, like something. something was just like walking around that bathroom all night, like tap, 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 tap. And then like the door was creaking, and then tap, 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 tap. And the door was creaking. And like that was the second time I stayed in that room. So I kind of was a little familiar that was not a normal noise that was going on in that room. And it actually got so loud at one point that it woke my friend Megan up, and she was like, "Hey, Christina." And I'm like, "Yes." She's like, "Do you hear that?" I'm like, "I've been sitting here for 45 minutes listening to this already." And she's like, "What the hell?" And then it stopped. Like as soon as she got loud about it, it just stopped.
Oop, y'all scared it.
And then and then 10 minutes later, tap, 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 tap. And then finally I was like, "All right, you guys we were investigating. Nothing happened all night. I took my melatonin. I'm trying to sleep. I'm like, I'm going to bed. Thank you. Thanks, but I'm going to bed."
Yep.
But that wasn't really. So the following year, I stayed there and shared that room with my friend's son Anthony, who is our youngest member of the team. He's 19 now. He just went out to the Air Force. He's in Air Force boot camp, and I sent him some ECP swag so he can prove to his his friends out there that he's actually on a ghost hunting team. They don't believe him at boot camp, right? So I just mailed that out today. But so I think I went to bed at like 4 a.m. He was already passed out with the light on. I brushed my teeth, washed my face, and I get my pajamas. I turned the light off, and I fell asleep for like an hour. And then I woke up, and I had my camera pointed towards the bathroom because I knew that whole shenanigans was going on last time. And I looked, and my camera was dead. Which, whatever, those batteries last about an hour. They're not the greatest batteries in the world. So I go back to sleep, and then I wake up, and I can't move. I felt like pressure on my chest. Like I felt like someone was just like holding me down. I felt like the bed flex.
Wow.
I couldn't move, and I went to yell for Anthony, and I couldn't yell.
Yeah.
And I couldn't scream. I couldn't move, and I just started panicking. And I'm not. And finally, after I don't really know how long this lasted. 20 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute. I have no idea. But when I finally was able to I got up. I put my sweatshirt on. I put my sneakers on. I went downstairs to the common area, and I sat there. It was like 6 a.m. and I sat there for 3 hours till the rest of my team woke up. And I was just like, and because I don't suffer from sleep paralysis, I've never had that happen to me in my life. I can understand if this was a thing that, and then I kept questioning myself, was I awake? Was I dreaming it? But the thing is I don't remember ever waking up. I just always remember being awake. So, so it really messed with me because it was just what the hell?
What the hell
just happened? And so I was real freaked out, but at the same time, I was super kind of wow, that was really cool, but really horrifying. But it makes you a more experienced, investigator, so I'm totally glad I had that experience. But I'm not gonna lie, every time I walk in the Shanley, I'm like, all right, Shanley,
behave, please.
Behave. I'm not afraid of the Shanley. I don't really feel like there's anything bad there. I'm not afraid of the place, but that situation is just startling and such a
So let me ask this. You may or may not know. What is the inspiration for Within Haunted Walls?
So Within Haunted Walls is Chris Sanders' baby. This is something he's been wanting to do for a very long time. And he decided to, we've all been friends for a long time. And he decided to have some of us come out and do this with him. So it's literally crowdfunded. We have 10 days left for the Indiegogo. So if you go to Indiegogo.com and you type in Within Haunted Walls, it'll pop up, and there's a bunch of perks that come up. So you can get a signed autograph from the cast. It's like a poster. You can get your name on the credit. I think it's like $20 or $30, but it's cool. At the end, your name will pop up on the credit as a supporter.
Oh, that's cool.
Where we're doing an investigation at a later date with the team at the Shanley. We're going to be doing tickets for the premiere party. So there's a lot of fun perks, or even if someone wants to donate $5, there's a section where you can donate like $5 or whatever. But we're, we're over, we hit the $6,000 mark, and we didn't even think, our goal was 10. This is a full on, we have a production team, we have camera people, we have an editor, this is getting shopped to networks, it's getting shopped to social media platforms. People don't realize how much to do this professionally, how much it costs. Chris has already put so much out of his own pocket into this, because this is just something he's been wanting to do for a really long time. I'm super excited to film it. I'm a little nervous to be spending a few days there.
Yeah.
But it'll be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be, something happens to me, I get more camera time. It's fine,
there you go.
we have Chris on our list. We want to get him on here.
Yeah, I sent him a message, so I don't know if I don't even know if he read it yet.
Oh my God, he's so bad at that. Hit him up like a while from now. We've literally been going live pushing this documentary every night on TikTok, and we've had so many people sending us gifts that have been like helping us out. Like, we have so many awesome people and so many like amazing subscribers. Like, he's got subscribers. People have been helping us out. I can't believe the support that we've been all getting for this documentary. So, we've been on the grind. We've been, the past, we have 10 days left. I think it started off at like 30 something, and it's just, he is podcasted out at this point. All right.
Well, we're kind of booked up until June anyways. We'll give it.
Me, him, and Dave Childers, we used to do our podcast on their network, on the It's Haunted network, and like everyone's just been so busy. Chris has been doing all the conventions, and I'm usually with him, traveling around to the conventions with him. And I'm doing investigations with my team, and like we're all just so busy, and it gets crazy. But I just love, I love doing podcasts, because like I have a bachelor's in TV radio broadcasting. I can't talk tonight. So I used to be a radio DJ, so this is kind of like, that's why I love doing live streams. I love doing all that stuff for my team and all the social medias and the podcasts and stuff, just because it's like, that's what I went to school for,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah. So he's actually, within Haunted Walls, I don't even really know what's going on. So there's a basic premise behind it, but it's not going to be your typical paranormal documentary. And it's pretty much a surprise to everyone except him. So we're going about this apparently a completely different way. He's like, don't bring your equipment. And I'm like, what do you mean don't bring my equipment? He's like, I got our own stuff. And I'm like, what do you mean you have your own stuff? Like, what am I doing? He's like, don't worry, you just show up. And I'm like, okay. Like, what's going on? So like it's not gonna be your usual bells and whistles, oh look at the flashy lights kind of ghost show. You know what I'm saying? So I'm actually kind of excited and curious.
Yeah, I'm curious
myself. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's a good cast of people. We can't wait till it comes out.
Yeah, we've got a great bunch, and we all have a good dynamic. We're all friends. We've all investigated together. Except
they
Scotty.
all met Charger?
Chris is the only one that's met Charger.
Oh, okay.
And he pet him, but I was like, "You want to hold him?" And he's like, "No, I'm alright." I'm like, "Why didn't you want to hold him?" I'm like, I let him. You pet him. I give him that, but. I don't know why.
He's just a fuzzy baby.
I mean, he's a big animal person. He's got dogs.
He'll go after the ghost, but not the skunk.
So he wasn't afraid of him or anything at all. He just, I don't know. He wasn't as, I don't know.
Wasn't his cup of tea,
Maybe
I guess.
he was afraid Charger's going to put the stank on him.
Yeah, he's descended, so he can't. But.
That's funny.
I love Charger.
Yeah, Charger's like the mascot. He's like
I know, I've been a little bit out of order. I don't really talk about it too much, but so in my time that I've been out of order, I've been just posting like tons and tons of Charger videos, and I can't wait to get out there and start putting out more paranormal content, which should be, within the next month or so. I'll start popping up in the paranormal world again.
Yeah.
But till then,
just heal yourself. Yeah.
Until then, everyone loves Charger, and I feel bad not even posting because I get so many people, message me or leave comments like, "Oh, I look forward to seeing the Charger videos every day."
I love Charger. I added you originally because of Charger. It wasn't a paranormal. It was all about Charger for me.
It's a small world, right?
Right?
So tell us. You was mentioning a little bit about equipment earlier. Tell us what's your main piece of equipment. If you had to go into this place with one piece of equipment, what would you take?
Oh my God. One piece of equipment.
And I always ask this question. So
okay, so like, can I like not including my phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I can kind of cheat with that, right? I don't know. I think I like working with REM pods. I'm not a huge fan of K2s. They get set up too easy. REM pods, yes, obviously, walkies and stuff get set up, but they're a lot less sensitive than K2 meters. So I think I'd hop in with the REM pod, just because you can, do yes or no questions and kind of try to hone into it. You can kind of get an idea of the location of the spirit. And then, just cheating. I have my recorder on my phone. So,
yes.
Because I do like doing EVP sessions. Yes. I do. I just haven't been too lucky with them. I get so frustrated, like, some people like get them all the time. Like, my one friend had that DR60 and, he kind of taught me how to use it. And it's not that like that scratchiness. That's not what you're listening for. You're listening like behind that. Like there's something behind all of like, because I always thought when you're listening to like a DR60 playback, like all that scratchy was like what people were freaking out about, and it's not. It's not. There's something beyond that, and he taught me how to listen to that. And I remember asking at Mid Orange, and I was like, "What do you think about my friend?" And because he had been there a bunch of times, and he goes, I don't know how PG this podcast is, but it goes. He goes. It responded, "He's a dick."
That's funny.
So I've got. I would love a DR60. I know they're controversial, and I get it. But I've had so many crazy responses using my friend's DR60 that I would just love. I would never pay $3,000 for one.
Oh my God! Yes, $3,000 to $5,000.
I'd love to get my hand on one of them. Because it was like it was really amazing. I remember I was at Cash Town and I was like, "Can you tell me what your favorite kind of alcohol was?" And it goes. It said whiskey bourbon.
Nice.
And I said, "Oh, it's my mom's birthday today." And it goes, "Happy birthday." You were getting like,
yeah, heck yeah. That's awesome.
That
was a nice ghost there, a nice spirit to say happy birthday.
Yeah. Cash Town's great. If anyone, Cash Town Inn is right outside of Gettysburg. It is.
Yes, it is. We need to go there for sure.
It's a wonderful place to stay. You can stay there as a bed and breakfast. Just like the place is really cool. It's got running water a actual running stream in the basement.
Yeah, in the basement. That's so cool.
And they used to do surgeries down there for the war, amputations, and they would clean off the surgical instruments in the water.
Yeah.
And then they would throw the limbs out the window, and they used natural daylight to actually do the surgeries. And when the limbs would pile up too high, they'd have to send someone out there with a wheelbarrow and move them out of the way.
Oh my God,
but I
crazy.
stayed there, and the owners were great. The beds were comfy. The place was comfy. Like, you felt very at home. And I actually feel the same way. My friends Pam and Steve, I'm sure you guys have all heard of them. They run the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash. They own the Hoover House in Waynesboro, and which is also right outside of Gettysburg.
Right.
That's another amazing location. The house is beautiful. And it's comfortable, and Pam makes like the best breakfasts in the world. And
breakfast is my favorite.
Yeah, and their dog Chucky is amazing. But it's
have
also
a doggy, honey.
Yeah, they have a little. He's like a long-haired Chihuahua or something, but he's the nicest thing like in the world. Like, he jumps on everyone and sits on their lap. But anyways, so
love me.
That's another great location because it's very active, and it's like so homely. Like, you feel just so comfortable, like you're at home.
Well, yeah, and see, here's the thing with Gettysburg. There's a lot of places out there that you can go to Gettysburg and enjoy the not only the history but the paranormal. It's huge there because it's one of the biggest. One of the biggest wars there was.
We're totally going. We should honeymoon there.
We'll talk about that.
How far is Gettysburg from you guys?
It's about hour and a half, maybe.
What do you mean honeymoon there? Go take a freaking day trip, hour and a half. Oh my God, what's wrong with you guys?
I don't know.
If I wish,
I'm just taking a guess.
I live 3.5 hours from Gettysburg. I'll go over there overnight. See?
You tell them, girl.
It's so cool. It's so cool walking on the battlefield, going to the Pennsylvania Monument. Like, there's just something about. Like, I would love to, just be able to live there, to be honest with you. It's just it's so beautiful out there.
Yeah, I want to go. Because I want to go to all the places in Pennsylvania. Take me. I can't.
It's so close to you.
How many miles did I travel? Like 1,251 freaking miles to be with you.
It's 2 hours. It's 2.5 hours.
Okay. Still.
Weekend. It's a weekend
It's a
thing.
weekend trip.
Go stay either.
Lord, it's worth it.
Book a night at Cashdown. Book a night at the Hoover House.
The Hoover House.
They're both right outside of Gettysburg.
Breakfast. I love breakfast.
And go into Gettysburg. And,
yes.
And I mean, you don't even need to do you can do the historical tours if you're into that, but you can just go wander around. I mean, during the day on the battlefield, they close the battlefield at night. But it's totally worth it.
It is. We need to do this.
And see, you was talking about the EVPs.
Or even freaking better. I think weekend of July 14th is the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash, which is
Jot that down. Where's the pen?
It's at the Wyndham in Gettysburg. That's where everyone's staying. I don't know if the rooms are booked up or not, but it's Gettysburg. I think it's the 14th, or I think it's the weekend. I'm going that Thursday. People start partying Thursday night. And then it winds down. Sunday is the last day of the convention, but everyone hangs out on the patio, drinks at night. There's music. There's all sorts of entertainment. They have
called the Bash, Gettysburg Bash,
Gettysburg Battlefield Bash.
Battlefield. Taking
notes. And it's all weekend. And it's a big paranormal party with vendors. It's a convention. There's celebrities there. You can get autographs. You can buy stuff. You can hang out with everyone and just party all night.
Fucking A, we're going.
If you're gonna pick a weekend to go, that would be the weekend.
You're gonna have to bleep me out now because I said the F word.
I'm not bleeping you out.
Yes, but let me double check. I'm pretty sure that's the date. But if you just go and search on Facebook and go and search Gettysburg Battlefield Bash, it'll come up.
I'm at it right
He's
now.
at it right now. Cool beans.
It's like one of my favorite conventions. And then everyone listening, September 16th, Chris is hosting Sleepy Hollow Paracon. This is the second year. We're doing it in September this time, unfortunately. Which is actually better because traffic's a little better because it's Sleepy Hollow and everyone does all the Halloween stuff in October there. So, but Sleepy Hollow Paracon will be September 16th. I will be there probably at the door putting wristbands on everyone again.
Yay.
But, everyone, all the cast from within Haunted Walls will be there. Me, Scotty, Adam, Eric, Chris. That's we're doing a VIP party at night as well. So that was a lot of fun. Adam brought his little karaoke. We did karaoke, and it was.
I love karaoke.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It was a good time. It's but there's a lot of good stuff coming up.
Yeah, heck yeah. I think I'm gonna like it up here.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot. You picked a good, you're in a good vicinity of not having to drive. If I want to go to Hinsdale, it's like 6.5 hours away from me. You know what I mean? If I want to go,
we're 40 minutes from Crescent.
Yes,
okay, Preston. I think is pretty far for me too. But if I want to go to Salem, if I leave at Salem, Massachusetts, if I leave at I drive a sports car, but if I leave at 8 a.m, it'll only take me 3.5 hours to get to Salem. If I leave at 1 p.m, it's going to take me 5, but, it depends. Yeah. But, I'm kind of like I said, I'm like 10 minutes out from New York City in Jersey, which, is just, it's Jersey, but I'm very nicely centrally located around a lot of these things that are the conventions.
That's cool. Stuff. That's awesome. Yeah. You're in a good place.
How far are you from PennHurst?
2 hours.
2 hours, yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. How far are we?
Quite a ways.
4 hours?
I don't know about that.
3.5. He's looking at that.
I would say
I'm like, John, now we're going to go here, we're going to go there. Fuck paying the rent. Come on. Just make sure I have my coffee.
Oh, yes, my coffee. Why you're saying coffee like you're from Jersey?
I had some roommates down in Nashville when I was living down there that were from Long Island, and she would always say her coffee. So now I say, I need my coffee. And he's learned the hard way, bless his heart, that don't talk to me. Just give me the coffee. Just let me drink it in peace, and then we can talk. But I need the coffee.
Oh, yeah. I've heard it, too. You're so cranky before. I'm like, I haven't caffeinated yet.
That's not right.
I need my coffee.
Just let me have the coffee. Let me have a moment to wake up, and then I'm good. Yeah. But until then.
According to the maps thing here, we're 3.5 hours if you take a toll road, and we're 4.5 hours if you go around
a toll road. Okay, we learned that lesson today. If you got to pee on a toll road, you're fucked.
Oh my God, Pennsylvania Turnpike's bad too. The PA Turnpike hits you bad with tolls, and that's what I take to go to PennHurst. I take the New Jersey Turnpike all the way to the PA Turnpike, and
that's
the PA
crazy.
Turnpike is expensive, but I still do it because it's like, all right, tolls or gas. I have a Hemi. Right. It's gonna. I have a Charger. I have a purple Dodge Charger.
I'm so jealous right now.
Yeah. So I have a sports car. So it's not. It might save me on tolls, but it ain't gonna save me on gas.
Yeah. Right.
Going the longer way around.
So you was talking about EVPs earlier, and I'm just gonna touch base on this because everybody likes those Panasonic recorders, but I kind of find that tape works the best. If you get an old tape player, they work the best.
I bet you do, you know, and that's why one of the reasons I think my Zoom doesn't work great is because there's so many, it filters out so much.
Right.
You know, like the new technology just filters out so much that I feel like it filters out a lot of stuff that like we might have been hearing if like the older technology, that's why that older technology works better.
Right.
You know, I know a lot of people that like to you know, go back to that old style of equipment. And I think it's a great idea, honestly.
Now here's something weird. I get a lot of EVPs the old school way with the, you know, tapes. But if I use a digital recorder, I find that I get more EVPs if I listen to them in reverse.
Okay.
It sounds weird, but I'm telling you,
I've heard of it.
It works for whatever reason. I have 5 or 6 of the sounds like two spirits interacting with each other.
And, that's cool.
And they're, you know what ones they are.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I had a similar situation on the DR60 at the Shanley, but it wasn't in reverse. But we had 2 of the spirits that are pretty known there actually arguing with each other back and forth. There were like full sentences going on there, and it was
wow.
Yeah, they were not pleased with each other, to say the least.
Is that going to be in the film?
No, that was something that happened a while ago.
Sad
face.
I'm sad now.
No, that won't be that won't be in it. Whereas this is going to be all. It's going to be something completely different.
That's interesting, though, that spirits will go at it with each other. That's a trip.
Well, there's a lot of known, supposedly known spirits at the Shanley. You know, they say there's a portal there. I mean, I can't prove it or disprove it. But there's the owners and the past owners have said then there's a lot of different spirits wandering around that place.
Sure. Well, spirits are transient too. You know, they can come and go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was, you know, there's a bordella area, and there was, you know, a lot of like supposed gangster activity.
Sure.
And gambling and like lots of stuff like that going on in that place. So you have some ladies of the night. You got some mobsters.
Sure.
Wow.
But that's kind of like the whole point is like we're gonna see what's really going on there. You know, like we hear all these stories, but we're gonna try to crack down and get to the bottom of it.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
Such a long wait.
and because there's a lot of history of that place, I mean, it'd be interesting to find out, you know, the things that you're going to find out.
I know, me too. I mean, I don't even know what I'm doing at this point, but I'm like, I still don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it. It's gonna be so cool. I can't wait just to sit down. I can't wait for it to be done. You know, like all the suspense leading up to the filming and everything. But I can't wait. I feel like I've been waiting forever for the filming to happen, and that's sneaking up on us. So sooner than later, it'll be time for the premiere, and
Yay.
it'll go by like that, you know. So,
and yeah, I was just gonna say it's gonna go quick, even though it's not gonna be edited and out till December, correct?
Yeah, you know, editing takes a while,
yes.
And it's a lot of work. So
you're gonna be there for how many days filming? Do you know?
I have not been told exactly how many days.
Okay, but even still, if you're there for 4 days, it's going to take tons to edit all that. Yeah,
I think it's going to be around that. I took plenty of time off to cover whatever needs to be, and my dad is more than happy to take care of his grand skunk while I'm gone. So
It's grand skunk.
That's what he calls him. So calls him his grand skunk. But it's awesome. So like everyone, you know, listening, like I said, there's 10 more days. If you go on to Indiegogo.com and you type in Within Haunted Walls, Like I said, there's a bunch of perks on there, and you can also donate if you want to donate. If not, share with your friends. We totally get it. Times are rough. Like, just share it. Like, we just appreciate all the support. I can't believe we're at. It's just, it helps so much, and people don't realize like how much money it really costs to put out a good quality, film for everyone. And we want to put like the best of the best out there for you guys.
I saw that.
Yes. Yeah. I think it's awesome, and I can't wait to find out more as this goes on, because
Me too.
I think it's really cool. I mean, you get regular people such as yourself and Chris and come together like this to make something in the paranormal field. I think it's fantastic.
Yep. I am, as long as the rest of them don't become spirits of the Shanley, if they don't annoy me the whole time that we're there.
Well, hopefully they'll let you get your coffee first.
They have plenty of coffee at the Shanley, so they're safe. They're safe.
Okay, that's good to know.
But yeah, no. I'm just playing. That's why he picked all of us, because we all have such a good dynamic and a good friendship, and like it's just going to be, it's you see so many shows where like people just don't click, you know what I mean?
Right.
And we all have like such our own strong personalities that it's going to be probably quite entertaining. So
it's going to be great.
Right. And then you're going to, you do this one, and then I'm sure it's going to be a success, and then there's going to be more.
I sure hope so. That would be amazing.
Yeah, and it's, having a good crew, having, good ideas and things like that. That's what I like. I like that kind of approach.
Yeah. I mean, Chris has, been on lots of shows before, and he's got a good idea how everything works. So he's kind of like the mastermind behind all of this. So I give him lots of credit for that, and bringing it all together, really. So couldn't do it without him.
Hopefully we can get him on here so he can talk about it too. We'll get all y'all on here.
Tell him you'll donate to the Indiegogo if
you come on our show.
He'll come on. Man, he's hard to get.
We'll do that $30 one so we can be in the credits.
There you go.
Yeah, and we totally get it, and we know he's really busy as well. I mean, we see you guys all the time in social media, so we know how busy you guys are, and like I said, I enjoy watching his stuff and your stuff and all of their stuff. So it's just really good, and I'm glad that this is being done. And I wish more people would, want to go at this like this.
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely do see more and more, and we're losing. All of those paranormal shows are going down now, and they're replacing them with all the UFO shows and stuff like that. And there's a lot of paranormal shows that once their season runs out, they're done.
Right. I hope that doesn't happen to Kindred Spirits.
I believe that may be one on North, but because it's like it's been overdone. The same stuff has been overdone, and now everyone, I guess all those balloons flying over the United States, everyone wants to do the UFO thing now. I don't know. So, but it's good, let them take a rest for a little bit, and then the paranormal field will come back strong, and maybe it'll come back with some new faces, So
right. And I mean, our show does everything. We do UFOs, cryptids. So, I've just been more with the paranormal.
Yeah.
And then I want to be more rounded, but that's okay. I mean,
my friend Tim, actually, if you are into the UFO thing, I direct you into a non-crazy person that would be very knowledgeable and interesting to talk to about UFOs and stuff like that.
What's his name?
I'll shoot you.
Yeah, shoot me.
Yeah, shoot us a thing.
Yeah, but my buddy Tim, he's actually on the flyer of the Sleepy Hollow Paracon. But he's like, him and his father they're like super UFO people, but they're not like, oh my god, I've been abducted and an alien lives and like I have probes and like it's like he's actually very, very knowledgeable on the and I think he would be pretty cool to talk to.
Right, and that's what our show is about people that are real.
Yeah.
I don't want fakes here. I try to get everybody that's as credible as possible.
Yeah. He would be.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I said he would definitely be one of the, I don't want to say one of the few, because I don't really know a lot. Like, I've had some crazy experiences with some UFO wackadoodles before, but Tim's not one of those. So if you actually wanted to do a show, kind of not just ghosts, that would be the person to talk to. Yeah.
Yeah, and we have someone coming up too that she is with MUFON, and she's very credible, and I can't wait till she's on.
Oh, nice. So. Yeah, there are a lot of people out there. Just as unfortunate, there's a lot of people. I mean, I guess there's a lot of people in the paranormal world that ruin it for everyone too. So it's not like in the ghost realm.
Yes.
So I guess it's just but yeah.
Eventually, us legit people find each other, I think.
Yeah. And if I have them on this show, they're credible. So that's how we do it.
That's what's up.
I don't want.
I know. I feel like we were supposed to do a show a while back, and then I think you had a family emergency or something happened.
Yes.
Yeah. Unfortunately, and then we had to. We finally got back to rescheduling. So you hit me up the other day, and I was like, yes, let's do it.
Perfect timing.
It's been a long time coming. Let's do it.
Yeah, we couldn't wait. I was like, I
was excited when he told me that it was you. I was excited because I was like, we have the coffee thing.
I have a problem. I actually have to order some more coffee. Uh-oh.
All right, Christine. Well, I'll tell you what, it was an honor talking to you, and it was a privilege. We enjoyed this thoroughly.
Yes, we did.
Oh, you too, guys. You too. It was great to finally, kind of meet you, and maybe I'll get to meet you guys at the Bash this year.
Yes, cool. I hope so. We're going to aim for that. You guys should
look into it, because it's definitely an experience on its own.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely love to have you back on as soon as my voice is better.
Yeah, he's been sick past couple of days.
I cut the grass on Thursday, and then it got cold. Yeah,
it happens. Well, listen. After the DVD drops, let's talk. We'll talk the documentary and everything.
Yes,
absolutely.
Sure. Heck yeah. All right. Well, you take care. You rest and heal and all that. Behave.
That I can't promise you, but I will rest and heal.
All right. Well, thank you, Christine, very much.
All right.
Bye-bye now.
Guys.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for tuning in with us tonight, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and follow to receive notifications when new content from Paranomaly Podcast is made available. If you believe you have something paranormal happening in your home or business, or you believe you may have witnessed a UFO or UAP, please send us your story, your photos, videos, questions, suggestions, and your comments to paranormalypodcast@gmail.com. You can also visit us at www.paranormalypodcast.com for more content and information, including all our social links. Hey, thanks again for watching and listening, and I hope that you tune in for next week's episode of Paranomaly. Hey, a word of caution. Paranomaly Podcast and its affiliates or hosts do not verify or check the validity of any person, team, or its members. Paranomaly Podcast highly advises that you proceed with caution when contacting any person or team before allowing them and having them into your home or business. A legit paranormal research and investigation team will never charge you a fee to investigate your home or business. They do, however, accept donations to help further the research and investigations if you so choose to do so. All right, thanks everybody.